Hi, my name is Agne and I'm a wedding videographer. I got my hands on the set of Zeiss Loxia lenses and I've been using them for about a month. Before I give them back, I thought I'd do a quick review with my thoughts on how I felt using them. I'm going to be talking about the 85mm, the 50, the 35, 25 and 21mm lenses. So first off, I'm quite minimal with the kit that I use at weddings. I normally film on 2 cameras and I have 2 lenses, an 85 Samyang and a 50mm Sony. So to have 5 more lenses to choose from on a wedding day was a very, very big change. It was quite liberating to be able to pick which focal length suited my shots the best. Especially when filming ceremonies and speeches where I have to put one camera down on a tripod. So I really enjoyed that. So first off, this is pretty obvious, but I love how small and compact these lenses are. I only bring quite a small bag to weddings with me. I don't want to be lugging around a lot of stuff. So just having these 5 extra lenses and having the ability to fit them all into that same bag that I have for my minimal equipment was perfect. They all fit in the same place and I could take them with me everywhere I went without having to choose the ones that I wanted to take at the time. Not only do they fit in the bag, but they also look so nice and small when they're on the camera. So when you're filming something like a wedding, you really don't want to be seen. And I'm sure that this goes for a lot of other type of videography as well. You want to be able to observe people and capture them in a nice and natural way. So having such a small lens on an already small camera just means that you are unobtrusive with the way that you're filming, and you're also not scaring away your clients, which is always a bonus. All of these lenses are E-mount lenses and they're made for the Sony mirrorless series. So that's why they're so small. It's not that the quality of them is any worse than the bigger lenses that you can find, it's just that they're made for different cameras. Because they're all so matching and same looking, it did get quite confusing at points when I was trying to pick out a certain lens. Because as you can see, the 50 and the 35 look almost the same, and the 25 and the 21 look exactly the same. But you can easily put labels or stickers on them or to give yourself something to distinguish them by. Another thing to note is that all of these lenses have the same diameter. So I don't really use ND filters, I know I should, but if you do have ND filters, you don't have to get different sizes for each of your lenses. They all fit the same one and you don't have to fiddle around for them. The thing that I found really useful was that you can interchange the lens caps between them, because I'm sure you can imagine on a hectic shoot, lens caps are flying everywhere and you don't have time to find the one that fits their specific lens, and your lenses need to be covered. So it's just so convenient to be able to mix and match whatever you find in your camera bag and you know it'll fit. It's a minor detail, but I found that very useful. My main lens on the day that I film with is a Samyang 85, and that's a manual focus lens. So I'm used to filming with manual focus and I prefer that. It gives me more control over what I choose to focus on and pull focus smoothly. All these lenses are manual focus lenses, so they're made for videographers, I'd say more than photographers, unless you're the kind of photographer that likes to manually focus. In that case, good for you. The focus rings on these lenses are made specifically to be very comfortable to use. So the ring itself is very smooth and it's quite large on the lens. So wherever you're holding it, you know that you can just twist it and it will pull focus smoothly. All these lenses also have an aperture ring, which is very convenient when you're filming outdoors especially, and the clouds come over or the sun comes out or you're going from outside to inside. Anytime the exposure changes, you know that you can change the aperture right on the lens. You don't have to stop filming and do that on your camera. So I found that very useful. The aperture ring also allows you to do some lens whacking if that's what you're into. That's not something that I do on the day, but I tried it out and it worked really great, so that's awesome. The one thing I'd say with these lenses though is that they're very fiddly to put on and off your camera, because the focus ring and the aperture ring take up so much space on the lens itself. When you're trying to twist them, it's hard to get a good grip on the lens, but I suppose you get used to it. And when I spoke to my friend about it, he said the solution to that is to get a camera for each of your lenses, and then you'll never have to change lenses. So there you go. Now, like I said, I don't myself have a lot of lenses, so the only one I could really compare was the 85mm. So this is the Zeiss and that's the Samyang. The Zeiss is a shorter lens and it's smaller in diameter, but it is a lot heavier. because it's a very sturdy lens. All of these lenses are made with metal and they're German design, so you know that they're not joking around. You know, they're gonna withstand all types of little bumps. They've also got this really nice little blue rubber seal right where the lens meets the camera. So I'm not sure about this, but I think the lens would be able to withstand a little bit of rain even, which is always nice and reassuring because you can't always control what kind of weather you're filming in. So normally when I film ceremonies at weddings, I will put down a second camera on a tripod on a wide lens. So I do have a cropped frame 10 to 18 millimeter lens. It's very, very wide and it warps a lot of the side of the image. So I use it, but it's sort of very much a backup and I try not to go to those shots too much. So I really enjoyed testing out the 25 and the 21 mil because they gave me these beautiful wide shots, but they didn't warp the sides at all. I was so impressed at how clean the edges were with these lenses. It made sure that the people sitting on the edges of my frame didn't become 5 sizes bigger than they actually were. Before going into every wedding with these lenses, I said to myself I need to make notes on which lenses I'm using, on which shots, so that I could then look back and compare. But obviously I didn't have time to do that. That was a stupid idea. So looking back on my footage, I can't really tell which lens was used for which shot. But I think that's saying something about these lenses, is that the quality of image that they produce is very crisp and sharp. It's got beautiful colors and they all match. So if you do end up getting the full set of Loxia lenses, your film will look seamless when you put it together. I did tend to keep going back to my Samyang when we were doing the couples portraits because it's just got a wider aperture. So this one goes down to 1.4, whereas the Samyang only goes down to 2.4. So it's awesome when you're just shooting people outside, but if you want that really nice depth of field, then I preferred my Samyang over the Zeiss. I've been asked which lens I like the most. I don't really know. Now, because I've already got the 85 and the 50, I wouldn't really consider getting them again, but the 35 I found myself going back to a lot because it just gave me that freedom to be in a smaller room and not miss anything that was happening because I was too close to people. So I think that I'm definitely going to look into purchasing one of these myself. And the 25 and the 21, I mean, they were so useful when filming ceremonies and speeches, getting all that nice wide angle without the warping on the sides. And also in the evening, I found myself using the wide angles going into the dance floor when it started to get a bit hectic. And these type of focal lengths really sort of emphasize that party dancing atmosphere. So I might have to make the decision between the 25 and the 21, which one I would like. Would I purchase the whole set? No, I wouldn't, because like I said, I've already got my own lenses. And also, as nice as it was having the choice of which focal length to use, I also found that to be a little bit crippling. If I only have 3 lenses to choose from, the decision is easy. Suddenly there's 5, I found myself trying to decide which lens would be the perfect lens to use for that specific shot, and it takes a lot of time and sort of stress. I'm sure that if you have a lot of lenses, then you are used to that. But I think for myself, because I am quite minimal with the kit that I use, I prefer to have less lenses and just learn how to use them perfectly. So overall, I really enjoyed the Zeiss Loxia lenses. I wish I could have them for a little bit longer, but I am going to need to return them to Zeiss and hopefully buy some of them. But yeah, hopefully this was useful for anyone. I'm sorry if it was a bit rambly. I don't do reviews and I'm not very technical. All I can say is they're nice and small and they're comfortable to use and they look very neat and tidy on your camera. So yeah, have a nice day, bye!